Hey everybody, welcome to the channel, welcome to the show. I hope you're having a great day. My name is Eric and I'm glad you could join us because today we are going to be making the granddaddy of all meat sticks, the original meat stick. We're going to be making the Polish Kabanosy, and let me tell you, this charcuterie is incredible. The Kabanosy is a long, thin, smoked sausage that can either be eaten fresh or dried for a week or so to produce a shelf-stable product. It's simply seasoned, it's smoky, it's meaty, it's convenient, and the way we made ours today, it doesn't even need a refrigerator. And before I show you how to make this excellent sausage, a quick word from today's sponsor. We want to thank the sausage maker for sponsoring this entire series. I'm going to put a link in the description box below to the sausage maker's website so that you can see what I'm talking about. Their catalog is incredible. They've got everything for the beginner sausage maker to the advanced sausage maker. I've personally enjoyed dealing with the sausage maker for over 10 years, and they've become a one-stop shop for all of my charcuterie needs. Everything from equipment to accessories, casings, and starter cultures. No matter where you're at in your sausage making journey, the sausage maker has got you covered. And right now, the sausage maker is offering a discount code for a limited time to those of you who are watching this series. So check the description box. I'm gonna have a link to their website, and the discount code, it expires October 31st, 2021. If there's anything you need, now's the time to get it. Thank you, sausage maker, for sponsoring this video. Let's make Kabanosy.
This Kabanosy is going to be a 100% pork sausage, so I'm using lean pork and back fat. You could use whatever cut you want. Fatty pork shoulder or Boston butt makes for a great cut as well for this sausage. So we're just going to go ahead and process that, pop it into our freezer while we get our spices together. And the simplicity of this sausage is, I think, what makes it brilliant. We've got caraway, we've got a little nutmeg, just a touch of sugar, and some black pepper. We're also going to add some Instacure #1 and some regular salt, and that's it. This is our spice profile for this sausage. We're now going to grind our meat. Now I'm using a #12 grinder from the sausage maker, and so I processed my meat pieces into small cubes. If you have a bigger grinder, you could use, chunks and strips and whatnot. You just want to make sure that it fits in the head, effortless, and that it grinds easily. And I'm going to be grinding this on a 4.5mm plate. And notice how the meat's coming out. It's nice and loose. The fat's not smeared, and all of this is happening because we properly chilled the meat. And because our meat is still very cold, we're now going to go ahead and just mix everything together. I'm going to be using a KitchenAid stand mixer to mix our meat, and that's primarily because I didn't make that much. I think we just made 1 kilo, and this thing can hold up to 4 pounds roughly. So, a little less than 2 kilos. So I'm just going to take this, and on a low speed, I'm on a #1, begin to add my ingredients. So there's all of our spices. And now we're going to add a little bit of water, and the recipe can be found in the description box below. So we're just going to continue to mix this until our mixture becomes incredibly sticky. When you grab a little handful, it should stick to your hand when you turn it upside down. And because our mixture was properly chilled, our fat particles stayed intact, which should give us some very interesting marbling after we cook it. So as far as the casing goes, sheep casing from the sausage maker, 22-24. It's soaked for about an hour, and we're just going to lube up that horn with a little bit of water. Our sheep casing should slide on effortless. If you're having trouble sliding it on, you may want to get a little bit of water inside that sheep casing before you put it onto the horn. Let's go ahead and get it stuffed with our mincemeat. All right, that's the stuff. Now, I had 2 shorter pieces of sheep casing that I wanted to use up. If you have 1 long sheep casing, just fill it all the way up and then divide it into 12-inch portions. You can do 6-inch portions as well if you really want to, but that's what mine's going to look like. I'm just basically twisting them in half. And so now that those are done, I'm going to prick them for air pockets and go ahead and sit these into my refrigerator overnight. This is going to bring those seasonings together, allow the cure to work, and dry our casing up just a tiny little bit. And the next day, we're going to pop this into our smoker. And in a minute, I'll show you the cooking schedule. But the first thing we want to do, because they just came out of the refrigerator, is to bring the temp up a little bit. So we're just going to leave the door open a little bit. We're going to set our smoker to 100 degrees Fahrenheit for 1 hour. That's going to help bring the temperature up and get it ready for some smoke. At that point, we're going to increase the temperature to 125 for 1 hour as we start to apply smoke. And then finally, we're going to bake it at 175 until the internal temperature of our Kabanosy reaches 150 degrees Fahrenheit. Now, with a digital smoker, this is super easy to do. If you don't have a digital smoker, just make sure that you cook it low and slow. And these aren't smoked for very long, 1 hour, 1 hour and a half maximum. So we just applied some smoke. We're going to go ahead and close off that door. Let them run their cooking cycle, and this is what it looks like. The internal temperature is at 150 degrees Fahrenheit. These babies are done, and they are ready to enjoy. Now, I'm actually going to place these into my salami drying chamber. We're going to let these dry for another week, and this is going to create a shelf-stable product. And so by the time they're done, they won't need refrigeration. If you choose to do this optional step, just make sure that the temperature where you hang them is around 55 Fahrenheit and the humidity is around 80%. You know, it could be a basement or a cellar. And leave it in there for 7 to 10 days. And this is what they're going to look like 7 days later. And like I said, this is a totally optional step. As soon as they come out of the smoker, they're ready to eat. But if you do this additional drying step, then when they're finished, you do not need to store them in a refrigerator. You can just leave them on your kitchen counter or in a jar on a shelf somewhere, and they are totally shelf stable. So let's take a peek at this smoked Kabanosy and then see what they taste like.
All right, now it's time to taste this Polish Kabanosy, and this is the real deal, the original meat stick. It looks fantastic. The texture looks amazing, very smooth cut. It smells nice and smoky, great looking marbling. The overall color looks great. And so let's give this a little bite and see what happens. Wow, that is seriously good. Smoky without being overwhelming. You got little fat particles that just burst with flavor in your mouth. The texture is incredible. And the nutmeg and the caraway levels are perfect. I'm not a huge fan of sausages just with overpowering, nutmeg and caraway. And this one I think is absolutely spot on. Because we dried ours for a week after we cooked it, the texture is now more like a semi-dried sausage. And I really like that. I can tell you right now that we didn't make enough. I think we made 1 kilo, and by the looks of it, that'll be gone by this evening. So I hope you get a chance to make it. And if you have any questions about the Polish Kabanosy, leave them in the comment section below. If you enjoyed this video or found it informative in any way, smash that like button. And if you're new to this channel, we'd like to say welcome. Thanks for joining us. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and that notification bell. We're posting a video every day through the month of October for Celebrate Sausage Season 2. You don't want to miss a single episode. Thanks for being here. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.